Max, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm real good, real good. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. It's good to talk to you again. A really exciting fight coming up here on April 13th. But first, we got to talk about the last fight. I think anyone who watched that thought you won against Thiago Alves. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. But I don't know if you're aware, 16 media members actually scored the fight for you. The only other two who scored it for Thiago Alves, one of them was from a Brazilian website. So does that make the loss a little bit easier knowing that people actually thought you won that one?
Yeah, I had no doubt that I won. I've won fights, I've lost fights, and that's the fight I won. That's the fight knew we won. It wasn't even. It was a no-brainer for me to at the end of the third, the bell rang. Yes, it wasn't like, oh, I don't know if I got that. It was total winnage. I won. I would. Even when they started calling the card, blah blah blah, Alves. Like I still didn't even give him a chance. I still didn't even think, oh, maybe they're going to give it to him. I still didn't even think that, and then they did. I was blown away. I talked to Thiago after the fight. He didn't think he did enough. His coach Mike Brown said they didn't win it. Everyone backstage, all the UFC staff. I talked to the matchmakers, Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby. They had me winning that. All the executives, fighters, coaches, everyone, man. It doesn't help my pocketbook. That's it sucks. It sucks. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but as a man, I won it for my confidence. I beat Thiago Alves, one of the greatest welterweights ever. So for me, it's good. It just sucks I couldn't get my win bonus and took an L on my record, which I didn't, deserve.
Well, you get a decent turnaround here, and on a huge card at UFC 236. So I guess that is the good news here, is that you get a fight and you're taking on Zelim Imadaev. I believe that's how you say it. What do you know about him? This guy's a little bit of an unknown, but he's got obviously 8 fights in professionally.
Pretty good. I actually know him. I actually got to spar with him a little bit out at Extreme Couture in Vegas. Worked with him a little bit. He's an ass though. He's one of those guys that tries to hurt his training partners. And I remember when I was up at Extreme, they're like, "Don't spar with that guy over there." We're wearing 4-ounce gloves, shin pads, just touch sparring, and he's trying to stoke spinning elbows, flying knees, to knock everybody out. So I had a little experience with him, and he's good. Has a good coach. He has a good record, but if you look at his record, 6 of those guys had losing records. One of those guys was 2-1, so he beat up a bunch of cans. So he's good, but I'm gonna show him what the UFC's like. I have a lot of experience, and I've been in this position before, but on the other side. Being a debuter. Against like the Colby Covington. He introduced me to the UFC quite well. So I'm gonna do the same to this guy.
Well, and you have 20 fights. He only has 8. Do you feel like that experience will pay dividends in this matchup?
Yeah, I've had about. The past doesn't matter, but for me, I've had many UFC fights as he's had fights. So that experience is there, and I'm gonna use it. And the guys I've fought, man, I've fought so many good guys, so many good guys. So many good guys. It's unbelievable. I was looking back at my record like, fuck, I fought some good guys, man. And he's not gonna have anything I haven't seen before. He's a wild kind of guy. Fights real wide, real crazy, real flashy. Loads up on everything. He's good. But I'm in the warpath right now. I have a chip on my shoulder from my last fight. I told Sean and those guys I want to get back in there soon. I don't want to fight in 5 months. I want to fight now. I came out that Thiago fight unscathed. Didn't have a scratch. None of my legs weren't bruised. My only injury was a shoulder injury, and it was just a strange shoulder from hitting him so many times on my right. So I'm blessed to be back. And usually, like I said, there's so many guys on the roster, so you fight twice a year, 4 or 5 months apart, and, you do the yo-yo thing. You gain weight, you got to get back in shape, you get the call, and then half the camp, you're getting back in shape. This fight, still in shape. It's just like I'm building my momentum, and I'm ready to go, man.
I bet. Does it make it a little bit easier training for an opponent that you don't like? Like you mentioned, he tries to hurt his opponents in training. Does that make it a bit easier to want to go punch a guy like that in the face?
It does. It does. Yeah. I mean, that's not the only thing this guy did, but he has stuff along that line. He's followed, some of my teammates to the parking lot after he's got out wrestled and stuff, just stuff like that.
Oh
Stuff like
man,
that.
just like
He's
a
one of those
bully
guys. He's
basically.
a
Yeah,
jerk.
yeah.
He's a jerk, man. And I don't like him. I have no respect for him. So when I found out I was fighting him, I was like, oh, okay, shit, let me fuck this guy up. Like I don't have anything for him. No love for him. So it's I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's pretty. It'd take a lot to get you upset. I mean, anytime I've ever spoken to you, interviews, whatever, you're always smiling. You're a nice guy. So for you to be upset about a guy like this, I mean, that says a lot.
I just don't like him.
Yeah, no, like I gathered that. What about training? What about training camp for this camp? Is it just mainly training back home in MMA Gold, or did you do any cross training as well?
I've been working with a lot of boxers. There's not really a lot of guys out here that could test me right now, and I'm just getting another level. I'm just getting better, and so I've been employing a bunch of professional boxers. Been trying to get out of my element, and the people are like, well, he's not. No, I'm not a boxer. Yeah, but these MMA guys here can't hang with me. I need some serious boxers. We got some Golden Glove guys who are Golden Gloves, all kind of shit, that undefeated pros that are badass. So I have to put the cup on, put the boxing shoes on, and strap in with just purely boxing. So that's been helping me a lot, just staying sharp and working with high level guys. So like I said, these MMA guys, they're good, but I'm trying to get my ass kicked. I'm trying to get pushed and being put in positions that I don't get put in. And these boxers are doing a pretty good job. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm also added a game fit to my. It's a super dope. Lem over there is so good. He works for NFL guys, NBA guys. He's badass. So if you look on my Instagram, you look on my Facebook, on my game fit, just some extra conditioning, S&C, but it's a whole nother level, man. And I'm just excited. I want to fight right now.
You're chomping at the bit. How do you see this fight playing out on April 13th?
He's I'm just gonna take you to this guy. If you watch every single one of this guy's fights, he comes out hot, and the guys just cower in the corner and just get beat up. If you look at all the fights, all the guys, I think only one guy tried to actually stand there and trade with the guy, and he got tired in about 3 minutes. So he's used to beating up these tomato cans that have losing records, that just take an L, and it's over. I fought so many guys. I've never been like just beat up, like just beat down. Like these fights were all close. I fought the best guys in the world, and this guy doesn't know what it's like. He doesn't know. I know for a fact he doesn't know what it's like, because he hasn't fought anyone any good. He hasn't. I've been in deep waters with these guys. Have a fight of the night with some of the best guys on the planet. Beat some of the best guys in the world. So I'm gonna show him what to do, man. I'm gonna welcome him warmly to the UFC.
Last question before I let you go. Recovery is a big part of training camp. I know this fight's relatively close to your last one. What are you using right now for recovery, Terphouse wise? What's getting you through camp?
Terphouse is the way to go, man. Terphouse has always been the way to go. I've been with Terphouse for years, it seems like. They've been in my stable. Morning, night, I do the CBD drops, and they also dropped a 500 milligram full spectrum CBD oil pen that you could take. I feel like it hits my bloodstream faster. So all day. I mean, we're so just smashed throughout the day. I mean, I'm eating in the car, I just ran like 6 miles, and I get up, and then I get on the bike, and then I drive to the gym, eating on the way. I mean, it's so hectic. I need to calm my body down. I need to recover. And the CBD, that clean stuff, is instrumental to what I have going on. And when I'm out of something, I'm out of some cream, I'm like, hey man, I need something. I need it. and they're really good about getting me stuff in a few days. I don't know if they fast ship it. I know they're in California, down south, Riverside down there, and Brandon's so dope, and his wife just take care of it. Also too, I have a lot of people buying from them too. We get like a referral thing, so it works out, man. People are buying stuff. I'm getting paid. More and more people. My mom. I mean, everyone that kind of finds out about it starts getting on it, and it's helping everybody out. So it's good stuff.
And this card's awesome. It's coming up here April 13th. It is UFC 236. Max, always a pleasure, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
Thank you, man. Max Payne MMA, that's on Instagram. Twitter, I'm very rarely on there. Facebook, but you want to find me on Instagram. I try to respond, but you can only imagine how it is. It's ridiculous. But, shout out to my people. Shout out to my team. I have so many new sponsors, so many old sponsors. It's just, I was looking back, and I was watching old videos today from 8-9 years ago, me fight Gladiator Challenge, these old fights, and I've just came such a long way. And it's just a blessing to be doing these interviews and just the team that I have. I've lost friends, I've lost different people, but I've gained so many people on the same track and the same mindset, and it's wonderful, man. It's wonderful. God is good, and I can't wait to shine April 13th.